Charmless Man by Blur. The intro goes somewhat like this. What you're doing there is playing the open A string, kind of palm muted, but then breaking for these bends. First one is the 12th fret on the G string whilst holding down the 10th fret on the B. Then you do the same thing on the 5th and 7th frets. And then end with a run down the 5th to 4th to open D string. Play that twice. Then do this top bend twice. Then slide up to your C sharp minor 7 chord. Then drop that down to a B minor 7 chord. Then play these hammer on pull offs on the 2nd and 3rd fret of the B. And on the 2nd fret of the G. Then slide back up to the C sharp chord. Then play that bend on the 5th and 7th frets twice. And then play an E 5th chord up at the 7th fret, keeping the remaining strings open. Then a D9 chord, which is the 5th fret on the A and G string and the 4th on the D. You can add a bit of vibrato to that chord as well. And that's your intro. The verse actually starts just on the piano, but the chords on guitar would be A, then A over G sharp, F sharp major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, then A to D and back to A. Then the guitar comes in and plays this of the verse. And what you're doing there is playing an A chord in root position, then dropping the bass down to a G sharp. Then you slide right up to the 8th fret on the D. Then from the 9th to the 11th on the G. The 10th on the B. Then back down to the 9th on the D. Then you do all that again, but the second time round you end on the 11th on the D. So it goes like this. Then you play B minor 7 with a little slide up to it. Then C sharp minor 7, D major, E major, back to A at root position, slide all the way up to D on the top 3 strings at the 10th fret, and then right up to the A on the 14th fret, then kind of hammer on and pull off the sus4. Then you've got this section. there is playing an A major chord in root position, dropping the bass down to a G sharp, and then playing an F sharp major, but the instead of strumming, you sort of arpeggiating the notes. Then you play a bend on the third of the F sharp major, which is the third fret on the G. Then hammer on second to third on the G string, and by just playing the top two strings of the F sharp. Play that twice. Then you've got a repeat of the intro section where you play this bit again. When you get to that point, instead of playing the bend up at the 5th and 7th fret, you play this fill instead. What you're doing there is pulling off from the 2nd fret to the open D, same thing on the A, then hammering on 2nd to 4th on the bottom E string, then open E, open A, and that brings you back to that bit again. So that goes like that. The solo section goes like this. What you're doing there is playing the open A, followed by the 2nd on the D, then slide from the 2nd to the 4th on the A, play the 6th on the D twice, then slide from the 2nd on the D up to the 8th, then you repeat this fill from the verse. That's sliding from the 9th to the 11th on the G, up to the 10th on the B. And then the first time you land on the 9th of the D, the second time on the 11th. Then you've got this run up. And what you're doing there is playing the 9th to 7th on the G, land on the 9th of the D, move that up 2 frets, move up 2 frets again, but end on the 12th on the D, then slide up to the 14th on the D, and then play the top 2 strings on the 12th. Then you play this chord. It's like a D7 chord, but up at the 8th and 9th frets. Move it down a fret and back up. Then you hammer on and off from the 9th to 10th on the top string. So altogether your solo goes a bit like this. Then the song ends on a repeat of this section. But at this point you just start playing chords, moving the semitone down each time, from A to G sharp, to G, to F sharp, to F, to E, to A. That's the end of the song. That was Charmless Man by Blur. Hope you found that useful. See you later.